Hello? Yes? Yes, that's me. Yes. I'm the hiring manager for the human resources of the World Wide Wicket company. Yes, the human resources of the World Wide Wicket company. Yes. And who's this? Yes. Yes, I know we are still looking for the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position. Yes. Yes, we're still looking for the right? Yes, the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position. Yes. I know that. Yes, I am aware that it has been over a year. We still haven't fully filled the position permanently for more than 3 months. Yes, everyone we have hired has not lasted past the probationary period of the position. No, no, I'm not distracting myself from that. It's just that. No, look. Well, you see, it isn't my fault that we haven't been able to find the right corporate fit for the position. It is a work in progress, and we are still trying to. No, no, that isn't what I was. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that no, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's not any one person's fault. It's a team effort for finding that position. No, well, yes, but no. You see, yes, teamwork is important, and I'm not just as much a team player as I'm just as it's about being a team player with everyone in the human resources department as everyone else, but that doesn't mean that I let all my other responsibilities go just to focus on one new priority. No, you were in the meeting. You were in the last 4 meetings that we had about the previous meetings that we had before them discussing this issue. That's why we had those meetings, to discuss this exact issue of prioritization yet being adaptable to optimize efficiencies. I don't know. I don't know that. That's not my department. That's not my area. I don't deal with that. I don't know. Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows why that there's still a gap in our employment positioning plans. We have theories. We went over those in the last, no, not the last meeting, the meeting before that. But the gap that the rest of the team today is working hard to fill with their mid-level associate production agent manager position. We have hired executive level assistant associate production agent managers. We have hired entry level assistant associate production agent managers, but we have yet to find someone who satisfies the role of the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position and perform its specified required duties properly. That stays employed with our company past the probationary period for the specific role of the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager. Yes, I am aware that we're still trying to hire that. Look, I do have someone coming in for an interview just a little bit, so I do need to kind of wrap this up. No, I am aware we still need to hire the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager. Yes, I'm aware that this interview that's going to be here momentarily, any minute now, that they're not the applying for the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager. That doesn't mean that we're not still looking for these mid-level assistant associate production agent manager. It just means that we're optimizing because this is a special circumstance, right? No, just because we're able to get by without the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager for over a year doesn't mean that we don't still need that role filled. The reason we opened the position in the first place is because of the need for expansion of our workforce to help our operational planning executives with the pre-estimated workload for the next year. Yes, we had planned for that to be this past year, but we still are on the same trajectory for expansion. Look, I'm still looking for that role, but that this candidate has just become available and they're about to be here any minute. I'm not going to pass up on this opportunity just because we're still hiring for another opportunity. That's not how this position works. We look at all of the available candidates and try to find the roles that best fit them, as well as what our company needs and for corporate fit and all of those other logistics that we went over, not in the last meeting, not in the previous meeting, but the meeting before that. You missed that meeting. Okay, did you see the email about the meeting that you missed? Okay, well, I know you want to keep talking about this, but when an amazing candidate becomes available, it is important and highly critical to hire great talent while we still can. And we have had this candidate on our radar for a while now. It is a wonder, in fact, I wonder how they are even available to interview for this position. They're possibly one of the best candidates that we've had come through. I've met with them before. I've talked to them on the phone. So if you don't mind, they are going to be here any minute now. So I do kind of need to wrap this up. Look, the opportunity to interview such a high-level executive corporate marketing specialist like Kris Spruce. Right, Kris Spruce. It's not someone that we would want to pass up on the chance to hire. That's what talent acquisition is all about. It's about having the networking to plant seeds and follow up on the leads of great people so that the chance is there to have them join our corporate team. It doesn't mean that this position is better than the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position, but this opportunity doesn't come around all that often. So I have to take this chance. Yes, they're going to be here any minute now. Right. No, I have to end this call because they're going to be here for the interview. Yes, they're interviewing with me. Isn't that why you're calling me? It's because that I'm not interviewing for the mid-level assistant associate production agent manager position today. I'm interviewing for, I'm really hoping to actually hire this person. Yes, I am aware that is still a 3-interview process, but I understand why we had that protocol. But I'm really looking forward to this interview, and I feel that this could go really well. No, I have to go. Right, I get that, but I have to go. Yes, I'm in my office. No, I'm not physically going somewhere. I mean that this call has to end. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Bye. Thank you. Yes. Bye. I need to go. That's them now. I have to go. Bye. 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 Thank you. Bye. Come in. Welcome. Thank you for showing up early. I appreciate that punctuality. It's a trait that we look for in all of our employees here at the World Wide Wicket company. Did you have any difficulty finding the place? Yes, the traffic has been a little worse as the holiday season approaches. I get the feeling that a lot of drivers don't know how to drive in the rain, snow, and just, you know, when the weather outside is frightful, the driving gets even more less delightful. Did you want any water or coffee before we get started? Oh, you have a thermos with your own special hot chocolate? You put in a stick of peppermint. Well, how festive. Now, before we proceed, do you have any concerns with this interview being recorded for posterity and future hiring decisions? You do need to sign. Let me get that. You do need to sign here. Let me give you a pen. All right. Okay. How about that? There we go. So yeah, you do need to sign that for a full disclosure that you consent to being recorded purely for internal and business purposes only. Nothing in this interview can be used externally for promotional purposes without your permission and would require another signature for that to occur. I will be typing down notes and information in our process of going paperless, and for more comprehensive data purposes, we have been recording our interviews. So before going forward, please hand that back to me. Thank you. All right, and so before going forward, do you consent to having this interview recorded? I do need a verbal confirmation that you consent to having this interview recorded. Thank you. Now, we have an extensive interview process here at the World Wide Wicket company. It normally consists of 2 to 3 interviews here, and the interview process today should not take more than 30 minutes, hopefully. Do you have any concerns with that time frame? Excellent. Yeah. Now, I know that you are well aware of our company background, and I have had discussions with you before about the World Wide Wicket company and the great work that we're doing in wicket manufacturing and distribution and promotion. I do want to start with some question regarding you and your resume and some background information, as well as then going over your skill set and how that can help this company as we advance in technology and asset acquisition to make sure that our SWOT analysis and marketing plans are up to date and performing competitively, utilizing our specific vertical and lateral synergies that our company has been building and expanding over the years. Now, looking at your resume, when we talked last, you were working at the prestigious marketing firm, correct? Right. So your job was marketing executive and event planner for that prestigious marketing firm. Yes, you worked with celebrities, billionaires, the richest of the rich and famous. Right. You also had your own private real estate business. Is that correct? I mean, well, having a side gig is one thing, but it seems like we're trying to do two full-time jobs at the same time. Was that your... Did that cause any kind of burnout? Was that part of the reason for leaving that prestigious marketing firm? No. Something a lot bigger. More important. I mean, well, I see. So your last job before leaving the company was looking for a small, out-of-the-way, remote location to hold the big corporate exclusive private Christmas party event called the 10K Holiday Bash. No, that right? 10K Holiday Bash? I'm just trying to make sure I have all the information here. And so this was super exclusive, right? So just the biggest money maker, shakers and movers, up the up. You got to know somebody just to even know about this event, just to even have a chance to sort of get into the lottery to hope to bid for a chance for an invitation to this event. Is that kind of what I'm hearing? Right. So your boss, you put them down as a reference on your resume here. Is that actually her name? Mary Mistletoe. Okay, so Miss Mary Mistletoe wanted you to hold this huge event in this little out-of-the-way, tiny little community to really capture the winter wonderland feel, and decided just so happened it was your hometown. Okay. So did the event not go well, and that's why you had to leave? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just trying to... Well, I get it, but this is usually only 30 minutes. It's only a 30-minute interview, and I feel that you haven't answered my first question. All right? Okay, so you know the Mayor Evergreen and could make some connections to pull some strings to host the event there, right? But you also, the only way he would let you host this super exclusive event there was on the condition that you help Mayor Evergreen and the town host their own Christmas spectacular Advent parade, pageant, fair, fundraiser for orphans and the homeless. The fundraiser is for the orphans and the homeless. Okay, so it's not like the orphans and the homeless are attending. Well, they will be attending it as well, but it's also a fundraiser for orphans and the homeless. Okay, and so it seems like the first thing you needed to do was to fix the name of that, because as a marketing specialist as you are, I'm sure you're aware that that is a very long name to just easily say and have run off the tongue, of the Christmas Spectacular Advent Parade Pageant Fair Fundraiser. I feel that there has to be a better way to say that, right? So you did rename it. What did you rename it? I don't feel that's any better, because if you renamed it the Annual Parade Pageant and Christmas Advent Fair Fundraiser Spectacular, isn't that just as many words, just in a different order? So if you take all those words and then you put them into abbreviations, and it spells out the acronym APCAFS. APCAFS. Okay, so the APCAFS extravaganza event is sort of what you're hosting for the town while you're trying to put on this 10K holiday bash. Okay, right? So we got two different events going on at the same time. And how does this relate to you no longer working for the marketing firm? You're going to get there. Okay. So then to top it all off, you're working with your partner. Okay, your ex-partner, Joe Nutmeg. Okay, I've never heard of the Nutmeg family before. Is Joe short for something? Okay, let me get the full name here. Wait. When you say partner, do you mean like business partner or romantic? Okay. Isn't that some kind of HR conflict or concern? Oh, okay, so they were your partner, but it wasn't from your private real estate business. Okay, so they were like a co-owner of that. Gotcha. Okay. So they had a scheme that they wanted to buy the town. The whole town? Okay. Okay, just the land rights to bulldoze and put up a commercial industrial complex thing for investing buyers. Okay, so just so I'm on the right page, you're putting on an exclusive private event for your current boss, Mary Mistletoe, while putting on a public Christmas event fundraiser for the town of Mare Evergreen, trying to close an important real estate deal with your partner at all the same time. So you've got essentially 3 different corporate events that you're trying to put on all the same time before Christmas. At least your partner was with you while you were there, right? So that you weren't trying to do it all by yourself. They couldn't make it because their flight got canceled because of bad weather. Okay, so you're trying to put on 3 different events in the snow all at the same time by yourself? That sounds like a disaster in the making. Is the disaster that comes from that the reason why you... Well, I feel like you haven't answered my original question, and it's already been, what, 15 minutes or so? I just feel that this is going on a little... Okay, so who helped you? Okay, so you weren't doing it all on your own. You were being helped by who? So that's their name. The name is Angel Carol. Okay. So Angel Carol helped you. I don't see them as a reference on your resume. Who is Angel? They own the Christmas tree lot, as well as running a firewood and energy log import and export business. Okay. What does this have to do with putting on any of the events so far? Okay, so they're helping you put on the Christmas holiday event for the town, the APCAFS. 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 I still don't know if it rolls off the tongue like you think it does. You're right. It's definitely better than trying to say it all together. All right, so Angel, they're helping you with the appcast while you try to buy the land rights of the town while putting on your own private event essentially by yourself, right? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. So then you had your best friend HJ also helping you. Okay. Feel that this is a lot of names here. Is this all relevant information? You need to save which business? What business? The Christmas tree lot? Okay, so your hometown has this old inn that was to host everyone from out of town for your 10K holiday bash, the 10K HB. Okay. 10K. So this was awesome. So the inn is a big, major, what, cornerstone of the town or something? It's also the most important part of land that you need to buy for the real estate deal, okay? I'm trying to follow along. So the inn's run by Nikki. Wait, Nikki Carroll? Is Nikki Carroll at all any relation to Angel Carroll? They're step siblings. Okay, so Nikki runs the inn while Angel runs the Christmas tree lot. I think I've got it. So they have the same mom, different dads. Okay, and this has nothing to do with this interview, right? So why do you need to save the inn? Well, it seems to me like you'd want the inn to fail, since it's a struggling business anyway. That seems the easiest result. So you could then just quickly close the real estate deal and easily buy out the inn since they're struggling with money. But you need the inn to fully function at the best level for the 10K holiday bash, because you can't have it run down and old for all of your fancy celebrity guests coming to the... Okay, so you need to renovate and make it the inn look fashionable and functioning, as well as cozy and homey and keeping the holiday spirit all at the same time. So in that case, you need the inn to be fully functioning and well off while also struggling enough so that you can buy it out later. Okay, so you had a deal with the mayor to try and buy out the land from the inn. Okay. So yeah, okay, I can see that. So since the inn is a hallmark of the town, so it had to stay standing for Christmas, so your event was successful for the 10K holiday bash and for the appcafs. It just sounds to me like there's a lot going on, right? Okay, so when you met Angel, you said you were just a volunteer? While when you met Nikki, you said you were just a tourist. Didn't you need to buy the land from Nikki? Shouldn't Nikki know who you are as both a private real estate agent as well as a marketing specialist dealing with the town's event as well as this private event of all these people that are coming to the inn anyway? Wouldn't it be a lot easier just to let Nikki know? Yeah, I can see you're trying to deceive them to be... I mean, it just seems like a bad start. Why did you lie about your identity? So Nikki doesn't like the 10K holiday bash because it's taking resources away from the appcast that you needed to save to get Mayor Evergreen to sign the land rights away? Okay. So Nikki doesn't like the 10K holiday bash and doesn't like what's going on there. And Angel, why? Okay, so sorry, I missed something. And so Angel, okay, So Angel was really rude to you, but they reluctantly helped you because it helped the town, the community, and was also using a lot of Christmas trees from the Christmas tree lot, so it was good for business. While Nikki was kind, respectful, lovely, the epitome of the Christmas spirit of hope, joy, and commercial advertising. But they were only helping you because they thought you didn't have anything to do with promoting the 10K holiday bash that was kind of making changes to the inn or messing with any of their plans or anything to do with the possible sale of the land rights of the town. Right? Okay. Then you found out that Angel Carol, remembered you from school. Okay. Why does that matter? Because Angel had a crush on you when you went to school together. Did you not remember Angel? No, but you remember Nikki. What about Nikki? You had a crush on Nikki. So, you had a crush on Nikki, and Nikki had a crush on... I don't know that yet. Okay, Angel had a crush on you. You had a crush on Nikki. Nikki and Angel are step-siblings. Okay. Alright. Does Nikki like you back? You don't know. Okay, well, overall, that's awkward. So, but it doesn't matter because you have a partner already, right? Right? Okay, so in setting up the app calves, you went walking in a winter wonderland with Angel. Then you went Christmas shopping with Nikki. Then you went and built a snowman with Angel for a snowman competition. Then you ended up Christmas present wrapping with Nikki and the family. Okay, and then you went dancing with Angel. Are you a good dancer? So you'd say you're clumsy? Anyway, dancing's not your main thing. So why did you go dancing with Angel? Christmas competition, celebration thing? Okay. Then you set up Christmas decorations for the 10K holiday bash with Angel. Then you set up Christmas decorations with Nikki for the app calves. I thought Angel was helping with the app calves. Okay, but Nikki's the one that helps you with the Christmas decorations for the app calves, even though Angel's helping with the other things, except for the 10K holiday bash, which Nikki doesn't want to have anything to do with. Okay. Then you found out that Nikki is an expert sommelier. Sommelier? Wine guy, okay. And he could help you with the wine acquisitions for the 10K holiday bash that he doesn't like. Okay, then you baked holiday Christmas cookies with Angel and confessed your dream of starting your own baking book blog for Christmas cookies? A baking book blog. Is this a blog about baking books, or is it... So is the entire blog just different kinds of Christmas cookie recipes? I think your niche might be a little too narrow for the scope of the returns on investment. Then you needed Nikki's help with getting the food ready for the 10K holiday bash. Oh! Well, that is helpful. So your best friend, HJ, is a professional catering chef. So why did you need to meet Nikki's mom? Who? What? Why? Okay, so Angel and Nikki both have you over, once again, wrapping presents together, and they are both fighting over you. Just your luck. did mention that you already have a partner. Did you mention the partner to them? Okay. I feel that that's on you. So they decide to invite you to a karaoke party. Christmas karaoke party. Okay. Does it matter which one is the better singer? Because I feel that you have two amazing, talented people fighting over you in a song battle. And did you leave your job because of one of them? Is like if they win your heart singing to you in this Christmas karaoke thing, that's why you left your job? Okay, so Angel sang "Oh Holy Night," while Nikki sang "All I Want for Christmas Is You." And then Angel wanted to do a duet with you of "Baby It's Cold Outside," while Nikki wanted to do a duet of "Fairy Tale in New York." I mean, are you a good singer? Because those both aren't easy songs to sing necessarily, and they're also kind of problematic, I guess. Maybe it depends. It depends on. I just feel that depending on how they're performed, and they might be. I don't know about either of those choices, honestly, for Christmas karaoke, especially with someone that is a one-sided romantic relationship. I don't actually know what level of interest you have in these, because you do have another partner, right? You did mention that they're your ex now, but they're not your ex at that time. So, is that okay? So you didn't sing the duet. Did you sing the duet with either of them? Are you shy about singing in public, especially if they're both really good singers, or you got a work call? Okay, so you got a work call and you had to take it, and so they ended up not singing the duets. They did sing the duets, so they found someone else to sing the duets with. They sang the duets together? No, I don't need to see a recording of it. I just feel that's a really weird take if they both don't like each other and there's some kind of animosity and they're competing for you. They then decide to sing the, let's just say, romantic duets to each other. I guess. Okay, and this is all connected to you leaving your job, right? Okay, so you end up falling in love with both of these amazing people, right? Okay. So you go to church with both of them, and I don't know if that's appropriate for you to be talking about in church. It isn't exactly appropriate to be talking about in an interview either. Yeah, confessing that you're lying to both of them and are trying to buy the town out from under them would be a good thing to do, probably, because that way you're on the same page and that you don't have any of this hidden information so that they don't find out about it before everything blows up, right? That's what happened, isn't it? Okay, so Angel and Nikki don't like each other, but because they both love you, right? So they didn't like each other before you came along. So okay, what caused them to fall apart or to dislike each other? This is not a large town. Because of Christmas presents? They don't talk to each other because of Christmas presents. That sounds like such a minor thing. It killed who? Okay, but who is Scrooge? Do you mean like from the Christmas Carol? Oh. Well, that is still sad. Yeah, okay, so they don't like each other, but they both love you, and they're trying to reconcile their relationship while putting on the Appcast while setting up the 10K Holiday Bash so that you can then buy the town out from under them with the help of Mayor Green and your partner. Then your friend HJ has a heart attack? This is a very stressful week for you. So your best friend has a heart attack, and so Angel performs CPR and saves HJ's life. What do you mean Angel's the doctor? Okay, but you just mentioned that they had medical experience and expertise. They run a Christmas tree lot. What does that have to? They're not they're not a medical doctor, but they dropped out of med school. Okay, so you have someone who could have become a doctor and decides to run a Christmas tree lot and firewood and energy log business. Okay, what's next? You're going to tell me that Nikki is actually royalty? Angel is royalty? Angel comes from a royal family. And then Angel found out why you were in town. Okay, so what happened then? No. Then what? Your partner Joe came to town to check on and try to finalize the real estate deal. Did Nikki and Joe get in a fight? Angel and Joe got in a fight. Nikki, Joe, and Angel all got in a fight. Okay. So they got... Okay, so it's a giant snowball fight. Skirmish battle thing. Okay, so Angel ended up patching up Joe with some stitches and decided that the true way to determine the power of Christmas was to prove who had more holiday spirit. What does holiday spirit have to determine about the power of Christmas? And I don't know. Okay, so you're telling me that your love between Angel, Nikki, and Joe was dependent on who could win a Christmas trivia contest to determine who had more holiday spirit and had more of a right to your heart on Christmas? Is that what is going on? That was the deciding factor of all this, was a Christmas trivia contest. Okay, so Christmas trivia contests, were they individuals or teams? Okay, so they were all individuals, and you just weren't participating at all. What wasn't there a lot of people at this Christmas trivia contest? What if one of the random townspeople or Mayor Evergreen decided to win, or just knew more about Christmas trivia? Would they win your heart? No, I don't need a list of the Christmas trivia questions or who entered that. I'm just who won? So Joe won. So you bought out the town, right? Because Joe won the Christmas trivia contest. Well, of course you didn't. So despite being the victor of the Christmas trivia contest, you decided to call off buying the town, call off the deal with Mayor Evergreen. You then also got Angel and Nikki to reconcile their differences. Okay. And Angel invested into Nikki's failing inn to keep it open. And despite it losing money annually, the whole thing is ending up with Angel essentially making sure that the inn can't fail. So Angel truly is an angel investor. So was the 10K Holiday Bash a success? What do you mean? So all of these celebrities, they're expecting this big high-end upper class event, and they got it. But you're saying that when they got there, they preferred the public fundraiser of the AppCast. So they went to the AppCast celebration instead of the really expensive, exclusive, private event that you were there to put on. So to recoup the costs and expenses, what you ended up opening the expensive 10K holiday bash to the public, essentially combining the events. Okay. So how did your company feel about that? I would think not. So even though it was a success for the celebrities, the company didn't like you essentially spending a bunch of money that you didn't have to and combining two events and that are essentially was no longer exclusive only for the rich and famous because you combined it with the public fundraiser. And since you combined it with the public fundraiser, a lot of the profits of the 10K holiday bash that were supposed to go to, you know, the company, instead went to the fundraiser, which involved orphans and homeless, and so your company had a significant loss in money, is what you're saying. Right, yes, I understand. It saved the town, the orphanage, the homeless shelter, the inn, the Christmas tree lot. Was the Christmas tree lot not doing well financially? Right, it's a Christmas tree lot. And all the other major businesses of the town were saved by this combining of events. And your company didn't like that there was a breach of contract, a voided agreement, ended up losing money, that there was the side deal that you were trying to do while working. Your billable hours were overinflated because you were trying to put on two events at the same time. And so overall, they didn't like it. And that's the reason why you lost your job? So your reason for leaving your job was you had found the true meaning of Christmas. All right. So, right, that does help explain why Joe is now an ex-partner, both romantically and professionally. Got it. And how much was the deal for the real estate town that fell through? Yeah, that's a lot. So then, what happened to Nikki and Angel? I know you got them to reconcile, and now they're okay being step siblings again. Right, but you keep talking about how beautiful they are and how funny they are and your feelings about them. And their feelings obviously for you. Right, so which one did you choose? No. You haven't chosen. You chose neither of them? What do you mean? I see. Yes, you did betray both of them, but... So both of them want to stay in the tiny hometown community, and unless you were willing to move to your hometown and leave your marketing executive lifestyle behind and choose love over money, then that's why you're here for this interview. So you're choosing to once again return to what you expertly know best, being a marketing executive here at the World Wide Wicket company so that we can best utilize your abilities to put on amazing marketing events. I get it. Let's see. I guess you would consider yourself a risk taker, so I don't need to ask you about that. I can put down that you prefer to multitask, staying organized with multiple overlapping projects at the same time and not getting them confused, especially with the multiple identity and subterfuge and the deception of, keeping all of that straight. That is some real multitasking, and the siblings thing definitely good at working on multiple things at the same time. Seeing as you could get two-step siblings that had emotional and disagreements and problems with each other's, especially between having different fathers, as well as the tragedy that befell the family during Christmas years ago, I guess I can put down that you are proficient and have experience with conflict resolution. So I can put that down. I could put down that, let's see, excellent goal setting because of the very ambitious STAR goals that you had. You have a 5-year plan of starting your own baking book blog of Christmas cookies. Are you sure you want it to just be of Christmas cookie recipes? Because I feel that that's very limiting in your scope and what you can expand upon. Right, but there's a lot of different holiday kind of cookies you could do, and there's a lot of different kinds of Christmas foods you could do. You could just... Okay. Yeah, no, it's your blog. Your dream. What would you consider your greatest strengths? Right, but that's about Angel. Right, no, we're not talking about Angel's greatest strengths. What's your greatest strengths? Hello? No, sorry, it just seemed like your eyes glazed over, like you were remembering a montage of romantic events of Angel and you walking in a winter wonderland, building a snowman together, putting up Christmas decorations, baking Christmas cookies, and having them save your friend's life, brutally brawling in the snow with your ex, and romantically dancing and stumbling over each other together. No, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that you should go back to your hometown and live with Angel. I'm just saying that it seems like you are having a moment. I mean, that is exactly the opposite of what I'm suggesting. I'm hoping that we can actually have another interview after this. We have spent much longer than the normal amount of time for an interview, but I am hoping that this can actually turn into a wonderful working relationship here at the World Wide Wicket company, and we can go over more details about how you could help advance and enhance our marketing initiatives and planning as we set goals for the new year. Let me just move on to the next question. What would you consider your greatest weaknesses? Hello? Hello? Are you okay? I'm sorry, it just looked like you did again. We're having some kind of weird, like, montage of memories of Nikki at the old Christmas cabin in taking you shopping, wrapping presents, setting up decorations, helping you pick out the best wine, answering Christmas trivia questions, and singing karaoke, and also destroying your ex in a snowball fight. It just seemed like you were having some sort of a existential Christmas kind of conflict crisis thing as your heart grows two sizes too large or something like that. I mean, you tell me. You just sort of spaced out there halfway through your answer. Okay, so let me just move on then. All right, so with all that was supposed to happen on and before Christmas, can I note here and document that you have no problems working on holidays, correct? This has been a problem in the past, and is kind of one of our big deal breakers of this position is you will need to work on Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, pretty much all of the holiday parties in the winter seasons and summer seasons, you will also need to probably work through, and during the holiday parties that we host, you'll actually be helping put those on and host those. So those are working events and holidays for you. Do you have any problems working on and through the holidays? Right. What? The holiday spirit. Love matters more than money? Well, yeah, I'm sure that's true, but the work-life balance, can you not work on Christmas and just celebrate Christmas on another day? You are refusing to work on Christmas ever again now that you know what the season means to be with family and celebrate the special events with them. You don't want to work here anymore? You want to move back to your tiny hometown, and you're realizing all of that right now in the interview. Wait, what about the job here at the World Wide Wicket company? This is not a remote position. We can. Well, but you saw the salary that potentially we were going to offer you in one of our future interviews. We mentioned what your expectations were, and that we could go above and beyond that. But here at the World Wide Wicket company, we can offer you all kinds of benefits to this position. We can. It isn't a remote position, but this is a you're making a life-changing decision here in the middle of the interview, and I understand that. I was hoping you'd make a different kind of life-changing decision, that you really were excited to be here, and heart wants what the heart wants, and you need to follow the Christmas spirit to where your heart is. So you need to choose find your true love, and that's back in your tiny Christmas hometown. So it's one of those step siblings, right? One of the Carols. But which Carol? Which one? Angel or Nikki? Well, I get that, but which one are you choosing? But why? I mean, but what's special about them besides just a few Christmas events? And I mean, yeah, you had a relationship with them back when you were in school together, but that's a long time ago. They've changed. You've changed. There's so many other things about a relationship. You barely know them. You've only known them for less than a month, and you're already willing to just change your life and move there as what? Some big romantic gesture just because they were doing big romantic gestures? This doesn't, it's not feasible. It's not sensible. It's not financially lucrative. And a position, it seems very emotionally charged due to seasonal expressions and pressures. I understand that the Christmas season is upon us. Christmas is just around the corner. The season moves very fast, and I understand that you put on all these December celebrations possibly a little too early. Maybe a little bit closer to Christmas might have been better timing, but I mean, putting on a Christmas party and fundraiser and celebration on Christmas Day is honestly bad time because a lot of people are just doing things with their family. So having those events on a non-Christmas day makes sense. But going, sorry, I'm still choosing them. What? Because you clumsily fell over them? Uh, why them? Why that person? Why? I'm I'm just I feel like there's a lot of things missing in here that I don't get. And right now in an interview, you could have just done this. This is the time when you're having the Christmas revelation of suddenly knowing that where you need to be and who you need to be and what needs to happen in your life for you to feel truly happy in the Christmas spirit. Okay. I can put that down. Really? But they're... Okay. Well, before you go, thank you for this interview. And if your availability or desire to work on the holiday changes, or if you are able to move back into the big city, then I guess please reach out to us and let us know if your life ever changes back. But thank you, and enjoy your hometown life of baking cookies. And Merry Christmas.